Hello everyone, this is a video response to the video that I've just seen posted on behalf of Goodchild. I'm assuming it wasn't that the owner of the channel that the video is on isn't actually Blossom herself. Now, of course, this is in reference to some earlier channeling which we had from Blossom concerning the possibility of the terrestrial visitation, that is the visitation to Earth, of a large alien craft or an unidentified flying object of extraterrestrial origin arriving for the period of 3 days and being visible for the period of 3 days on October the 14th, or starting from October the 14th. Now, I have been watching some of the comments that different people have been making to a few of the videos that have spoken about this. And I will admit, the comments that have simply dismissed it out of hand and just said, oh, it's not going to happen, and it's rubbish, I've been bothered by those. I think they're very sneering. They come across as very closed-minded, and I don't advocate that sort of attitude at all. However, on the other hand, there's something else that I'm seeing that is equally worrying, and that is a phenomenon where people are accepting the entire message as being completely valid, totally at face value, when we have no way yet to verify the validity of the message one way or the other yet, because the event has not occurred. The event does not occur until October the 14th. My message, therefore, would be to ask people, if they are willing, to try to maintain a balanced attitude. Please don't just dismiss it out of hand. Say to yourselves, oh, it's just not going to happen. It has, there's no possibility that it could happen. It's just insanity. But at the same time, this is a very, very large claim that's being made. I mean, many of you, I'm sure, are already aware of the enormity of the implications of this, of what it will mean if this event actually does take place. And not only that, it's a very big claim from the point of view of the inherent difficulty that many of us would tend to believe from the point of view of what understanding we have of physics and so on, that this could actually happen. So again, I'm not asking people to dismiss it out of hand, but I would urge a certain degree of caution and a certain degree of objectivity. Don't adopt the attitude that it's not going to happen straight off, because we don't know that. But please don't leap to the other extreme either and just think, oh well, it's obviously going to happen purely because Blossom has said that it will. And look, nothing against Blossom at all here. I'm not trying to impugn or assassinate her character. I'm really not. But I will say that the 14th isn't here yet. And until it gets here, I, for one anyway, am not going to draw any firm conclusions about the assertion that has been made one way or the other. I would also urge people, if in the event that a craft is not physically seen, I would urge people not to listen to rationalisations that are come up with after that as to why it possibly hasn't happened. We have been specifically, explicitly promised that this craft will be physically visible for a period of 3 Earth days, that is 24-hour days. If that does not happen, as far as I'm concerned, that will invalidate this claim. I am not going to be open to rationalisations such as the ships were cloaked, or they only came here astrally, they didn't come here physically, or things like that. Because it's those sorts of rationalisations that lead to incidents like what we saw with the Heaven's Gate group, where there was a mass suicide, things like that. And the possibility of something like that happening here, I will admit, is something else that I'm very concerned about. So please, let's try and keep the hype down a little bit. Let's wait and see what happens before dismissing it, oh, it's not going to happen, or just leaping on board and taking the whole thing completely at face value that it is going to happen. Because until it happens, we don't know.